Alright, so a couple pieces of brand new Supergirl footage arrived, and today we're going to break both of them down and find all of the Easter eggs, references, and potential spoilers in them. So let's check it out. Alright, now first we're going to take a look at this new clip that came out earlier in the day, and it kind of expands on what we saw in the first Supergirl teaser trailer, showing us both Clark Kent and Kara Danvers hearing about this shuttle crashing, and the two of them suiting up and going out separately to try to stop it. But then they end up working together. Now, first off, I'm really glad we got to see this version of Superman. He's goofy and all over the place, and we even have references to the Daily Planet, Clark's place of work, and to his boss Perry White, who's always using the phrase Great Caesar's Ghost.
You do still say Great Caesar's Ghost, which is a bit of a throwback.
Plus, I think his suit looks great. It really fits in this universe that Supergirl created. I know it's one of those things that kind of has to grow on you before you start to like it, but I think by the time this first episode drops, everyone's gonna like this Superman's look more. I also gotta say that I'm really liking how likable, hopeful, and just charming this Superman is. Henry Cavill's a good actor and all, say what you will about his Superman, but he hasn't been given nearly enough room to give us his spin on the character, which I think would be a version more in line with the comics rather than the mopey, brooding mess in Zack Snyder's movies. Compared to that, this CW Superman is like a breath of fresh air. He seems like the type of character who's always going to be around to save the day and will always be able to inspire people, you know, like Superman is supposed to. That having been said, I do think this version of Superman is probably the weakest that we've seen in a long time. Remember Superman Returns, how he was able to just stop a falling plane on his own before it crashed into a baseball diamond? Well, here, apparently you need both Superman and Supergirl just to stop a rocket. Like, how heavy is this thing? Why do you need two super people? Makes no sense. I do like that we got to look at Superman's super breath ability though, because a lot of live action interpretations of the character kind of tend to ignore that one. There's also a logo here on the side of the rocket, but I'm not entirely sure what it's supposed to be or which company / organization it's supposed to be for. If you know who it's for, then let me know in the comments below. Alright, with all that having been said, let's take a look at the second Supergirl trailer and find all the Easter eggs, references, and potential spoilers in that one. Alright, now this one starts up almost right after the first one ended, with Superman and Supergirl dropping off the rocket in a field somewhere. Then we get to see them fight these little drones circling in the sky. Similar to what I pointed out in my recent Flash trailer breakdown, which you can check out here, these drones seem like they were added in later, so they'd be more of a surprise for the viewer. I'm guessing they belong to LexCorp if they're coming after everyone's favorite Kryptonians, but it's still unclear. Now, it is kind of interesting here that Kat shows any kind of interest in Clark Kent. I'm guessing he's a well-known reporter by this point, or at least he's known for always being able to get stories featuring Superman, and maybe she's trying to see how much of a Superman scoop she can get out of him. Or maybe she thinks he's attractive and she's just trying to talk to him. Either way, I'm hoping her talking to him results in a Lois Lane name drop or even a reference, whatever they can do to continue building this little slice of the Supergirl universe. Now here it looks like we're going to be getting Indigo again. You can actually see the red circles on her head right about there. Now soon after that we get a quick glimpse of Lena Luthor at LexCorp reacting to some sort of a big explosion. I'm guessing maybe one of the villains tries to take her out, or maybe Luthor hires a villain to fake an assassination attempt as part of a plot against Superman and Supergirl. I'm not entirely sure yet, but we do get a classic Superman wink and a Gotham name drop out of this thing.
We're moving back to Gotham.
Which is huge for us, I think, because it's yet another Batman reference. And honestly, if DC can allow Superman to show up on TV again, who's to say they can't give us Batman for an episode or two in one of the other CW shows in the future? Now that's pretty much it from both of these new trailers, but I'm super excited to see what the CW ends up doing with Superman and Supergirl. It already looks like they nailed the Superman character, and everything just feels more fun and engaging. I do want to see a little bit more of the villains in the next trailer if there is another trailer, but I think for now what we've gotten is good enough. Either way, don't forget to check out Supergirl when season 2 premieres on October 10th on the CW. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to click that like button, maybe leave me a comment while you're at it, and go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to check out any of my social media pages. I've got a Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. All those links are going to be in the description below. And I've also got my last video right there in the middle of your screen. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and click it, check it out. Alright, and I will see you all next time.